what did Ham do to Noah that was so bad? I've wondered this for years. So, bit of context. The flood happened. Noah's wife, his son's wife were all in the boat with him. They get off. After maybe several years, we don't know how long, Noah plants a vineyard and gets drunk. And we'll pick it up in verse 20. Genesis 9:20. Then Noah began farming and planted a vineyard. He drank of the wine and became drunk and uncovered himself in his tent. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father and told his two brothers outside. But Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it upon both their shoulders and walked backward and covered the nakedness of their father, and their faces were turned away, so that they did not see their father's nakedness. When Noah awoke from his wine, he knew what his youngest son had done to him. So he said, "Cursed be Canaan, the servant of servants he shall be to his brothers." And then he blesses his other sons. And so I thought for years, like, why is it so bad to see your dad naked? I don't know. I mean, guys run around the locker room naked all the time, right? Probably. I don't actually know. But girls do. So anyway, so yeah, I've wondered, like, why is that so bad? And then yesterday somebody brought up this thought because they had been studying the laws within the scriptures about having sex with different people and what God is fine with, what he's not fine with, and all that. So he pointed out that oftentimes the nakedness of one's father is actually talking about having sex with the mom, the father's wife, the mom or the father's wife, depending on, they had multiple wives back then. So I just want to point those verses out. Leviticus 18:7-8 says, all right, you shall not uncover the nakedness of your father, that is, the nakedness of your mother. And then in verse 8, you shall not uncover the nakedness of your father's wife, it is your father's nakedness. And then again in Leviticus 20:11, it says, if there is a man who lies with his father's wife, he has uncovered his father's nakedness. So having sex with your mother or your father's wife is actually uncovering your father's nakedness. Those two are equated. So going back to what happened with Noah, it seems plausible that Ham might have slept with his mom, and then his mom conceived Canaan, and that is why Noah cursed Canaan. So let's read it again and look at it in that context. So starting in verse 20, chapter 9, verse 20, then Noah began farming and planted a vineyard. He drank of the wine and became drunk and uncovered himself in his tent. So I wonder if that actually means, so maybe Noah became drunk and maybe he uncovered his wife in his tent. Maybe he uncovered both of them in their tent. Like, it sounds like him and his wife probably had sex in their tent. Okay. And then Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father. So could it be that here Ham went in and slept with his mom while they were drunk, and then the mom conceived Canaan, and that's why it specifically says Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father and then told his two brothers outside. And so Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it upon both their shoulders and walked backward to cover the nakedness of their father. So that could have been Noah's nakedness, or because we know that the scriptures equate the nakedness of the father actually with the father's wife, it could have been that they covered up their mom's nakedness, really. So they walked backwards to not see their mom naked and covered her up. Okay, so where are we? And their faces were turned away, so that they did not see their father's nakedness. So they didn't see actually their mother's nakedness. When Noah awoke from his wine, he knew what his youngest son had done to him. So he said, "Cursed be Canaan." That's Ham's son that potentially came from Ham sleeping with his mom. So like, the Ham sleeping with his mom part is speculation. We do know that Canaan is Ham's son. And so cursed be Canaan. But why would Noah curse Canaan unless it were some situation like that where Ham was actually sleeping with his mom, and that's where Canaan comes from. So anyway, thought is just a thought. To me, it seems very plausible. I've wondered, like I said, I've wondered about this for years. Like, why was it so bad that Ham saw his dad naked? That doesn't make sense to me. But if it was Ham sleeping with his mom, and then his mom conceives Canaan, that makes way more sense. So would love to hear your thoughts on that, and yeah, just thought it was interesting.